This one ain't front of it.
That's good. Woo! Da, 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 da. I know my news theme is crazy sounding, whatever. But, got breaking news here. Breaking news. Sad news, actually. 4-year-old killed by mother's boyfriend. Today in Washington, D.C., Khamari Taylor, 4-year-old young man, was killed by a dude. I think his name is Philip Hendy. Make sure I get that. If I messed up on the name, I'll come back with a correction to it. But sad. It's kind of like earlier on in one of my other commentaries where I talked about ladies and your responsibilities, and this is just another one. I mean, wow. Just, you know what, it just angers me to no end, because the baby didn't have to die like that. Situation, this is what happened, ladies and gentlemen. Young boy was on his little scooter, and the boyfriend who was supposed to be watching him saw him riding the scooter across the street where he wasn't supposed to be, and told him, hey, you need to get back across the street. Well, the little 4-year-old, being a 4-year-old, and I go that, you know, and this is why I say about that's not being checked as a child, not being taught certain things. He said to me, man, look, you're not my father, and you don't tell me what to do. So, allegedly, and I'm not going to say he did it, I'm just going to say allegedly. We can't say that a person did anything. We're innocent until proven guilty. Allegedly, he went over, brought the young man over, and proceeded to punch him in the stomach twice. Allegedly, punch him in the stomach twice. I'm sorry. And while punching the little young man in the stomach, he lacerated the young man's kidney and some other vital organs that he damaged. The young man went unconscious, and started feeling he had stomach pains or whatever from the result of the alleged assault. And young man sitting there, the young man in charge of being his guardian watching him went back outside to sell marijuana. That's what he was doing earlier anyway, selling marijuana. Now I ask you, as a mother, ladies, if your mothers out there, why would you leave your child with this gentleman? I mean, if he's selling weed, and obviously that's not really a responsible thing, or a responsible trade, or a responsible way of leaving someone with someone who basically that should be in charge of children in the first place. You leave him there, and you already know this dude. If he's selling weed, most likely he's smoking weed. And being that, I know a lot of people who are advocates of marijuana, but I'm saying that distorts your judgment. And that distorts your rational thinking or judgment on how you proceed through your daily life. Then maybe you don't need to be around small children. Maybe that's giving the mother, that should have gave her a first clue that maybe you don't need this guy around your children. Maybe you interact with him, but why would you want your child around that? And it's just like I said earlier in my other commentaries with the ladies. Ladies, you will accept any and everything. Any and everything. Even the Lord God himself will let you know that is no good for you. But you will still accept that. Because you feel that's the only thing I can get. He the only man I can get. And now 4-year-old is dead. He's not going to be able to see milestones in his life, like graduating from middle school, or graduating from kindergarten, middle school, high school, his first crush, maybe his first kiss, getting his driver's license, things that, that a lot of people, like myself and other people have got to enjoy. He's not going to get to do that. And it's sad. He has to lose his life because of that. Because the irresponsible lady, and I'm not going with skin color because I'm not like that. I don't care if it was white, black, Asian, Latino, Jewish, whatever, indifferent, whatever. If you're not responsible, you're just not damn responsible. And this just irks of lack of responsibility. As my father used to say, responsibility, big word, little we. I don't know. I know the mother, she's just probably just torn up right now. I mean, they did interview the grandmother and she was torn up as well. She made a statement that Khamari, that's what his name is, his name was Khamari, was surrounded by love. And I understand, well, where was that love then? Where was that love and that care and that sense of family then? Where was it? Because if it was dead, there's no doggone way that baby would have been left with that irresponsible jackass. I tell you right there, he was irresponsible. He was involved in he was so involved in an illegal act, an illegal activity, that he couldn't sit down there and watch that child like he was supposed to. And maybe if he was watching that child like he was supposed to, maybe that baby wouldn't have been across the street on that school. If he was a responsible thing, when that baby came out of his mouth saying, well, you ain't my daddy, you don't tell me what to do, he could have properly chastised that child. Told him, yes, I may not be your father, but I'm an adult. And you're not going to talk to me like that. And if you want to talk to me like that, well, you're not going to be on that school. We're going to go in there, we're going to put you in timeout. Hey, that's my view of that on the world. Holler at me if you disagree with what I said or agree with what I said. I'm looking for that feedback. This is John Hall, of course. Like I said, I'm John Hall, and you're not talking to you on a sad note. God bless you, and hope you have a wonderful evening. And talk to you later. Bye-bye.